Alright, ladies and gentlemen, Fab's in the house, and today I'm in the house with a Brown Knives Cortex here with me for a review. We're gonna analyze the look, the sound, and the feel of this bad boy. But first of all, let me say a big thank you to my buddy Guillaume for sending this guy along, so I am able to check it and share my impressions with you. And second of all, don't forget to like the video, and maybe if you want, you can subscribe to the channel. That's gonna help me immensely in keep cranking these videos out. But let's get started, and let's check the size of this bad boy, because that's going to be 7.75 inch long in overall length, equivalent to 19.7 centimeters. And the blade is going to have a cutting edge of 3.2 inches, which is 8 centimeters, and the handle is going to be 11 centimeters, like roughly equivalent to 4.25 inches. But let's see this guy up against some popular options. Here you have the Ontario Rat #1 right over here, and the Ontario Rat #2, and you're gonna see that this guy just sits right in the middle of these two pretty popular options for a budget knife. And here you've got Benchmade Mini Bag Out and the bigger brother, the Benchmade Bag Out, which is still smaller than the Cortex. So very interesting size right there. And here you might be a Spyderco fan, and there's your Para 3 in the flesh, or you like a little bit bigger knives, and boom, Paramilitary 2 in the house. Maybe I'm saying maybe you like Chris Reeve knives, and there's your small Sebenza 21, or maybe you like a little bit bigger knives, and boom, there's your large Sebenza 21, both with some pretty cool Damascus blade. And then we can go a little bit higher up in price with this Shirogorov Kami flipper. And right next to that, I can show you this, another titanium frame lock, beautiful Koenig knives Arius, and still you can see that still a little bit bigger than that. What else can I show you? This guy right over here, because it's a pretty cool one. That's the Custom Knife Factory Snafu 2.0, designed by Peter Assenti. And okay, just another two, and then I'm done, I promise. Shirogorov Custom Division Hation, and another full-size knife, Shirogorov Custom Division F95 Antique, for the Shirogorov people in the house, like myself. I love Shiro, but we are talking about the Brown knives. This is the Cortex, and there's a couple things that are really fantastic about this knife, made by Craig Brown. This is a custom knife made in USA. It's a very interesting knife. Overall look, it's nice and sleek. It's slender, it's slim. You've got these bronze-infused carbon fiber scales, nicely 3D milled, with some chamfering going on the outside, chamfer going on the inside. You've got this interesting shape bolster with some vertical milling, bronze anodization, chamfering going on all around. You don't see internal chamfering going on, but you have like Blaine, Washington, USA engraved right over there. And you see the brain engraved also on the show side. Maybe you can appreciate on this side better, but if you want to appreciate better the inside, you can also check my disassemble video. You're gonna see how this guy is looking under the hood, and it's looking pretty cool. There's no internal skeletonization, as I said. It's there's just some milling going on, some engraving. You've got a nice finger groove, which lets expose a little bit of the more on the lock side, as you can see. So you have a nice area to grip onto to disengage the lock bar. That's pretty cool. You've got a bronze anodized titanium geared up back spacer, which is gonna eliminate the option of a lanyard hole, and it's gonna protect the tip of the blade right here, because it's pretty recessed. You just need to snag your finger inside, like, and push it if you want to touch the tip of the blade, which I would say it's pretty centered, and it's pretty safe indeed. And then you've got this non-spinning pivot. It has an oval shape, which is just brilliant. You've got two handle screws. One is mainly to keep the scale in place, and they're both bronze anodized and flush with the scale, and they are T8 like the pivot is, so it's going to be pretty straightforward to take this guy apart. Nice construction. It sits pretty flush, a little bit above the milling, I would say, but it has a pretty good feel to it. Of course, you've got a stainless steel lock face insert, which has integrated in the scale over travel stop for the lock bar, so you're not going to be able to overextend it like that. But the stainless steel lock face insert is going to be there to eliminate any lock stick from the titanium interacting with the Damasteel right there. So that's a beautiful thing to have. And then you've got your detent ball there, which is lacking a detent ball ramp, or no. Actually, guys, it has a detent ball ramp. I didn't realize. Wow. It's right over here. Actually, you can even see through the cutout over there. You see? The blade is just... because the detent ball is like really close to the tang. Like that's the angle it's doing. And then, boom, it's on the detent ball ramp, which is fantastic. You've got a titanium tip-up carry only, not reversible pocket clip, which is going to let this much knife sticking out from your pocket. It has a bronze anodization going on, as a pretty cool clip ramp for the entrance, and there's some nice springy tension going on. You've got a pretty cool blade, you have to be honest here. Nice jimping with the thumb ramp going on, and then you got the swedge starting right from here going to this point over here. This is kind of like it's like, look at that. This area here I love. I don't know why, but this geometry here is pretty good. And then you see the tip like pretty pointy and stabby, and a very, very gentle belly. This is 100% belly, guys. Up to the sharpening choil, which actually can serve pretty much as a finger choil because it's wide and not sharp, and it's exposing how thin behind the edge this blade is. Beautiful Damasteel pattern going on. You have a cutout, which is very interesting because there's some unmilled areas here. They could have like really just gone like full hole, but they actually left a little bit of steel, which is a nice detail. Flat grind. There's no billboarding, no markings on the blade, which is just a fantastic thing because they are done on the inside of the scales to keep the integrity of this look like pristine without affecting too much, without doing any billboarding. That's not necessary. Also, what is truly, truly amazing about this guy is the sound, because, I mean, in the true gentleman's tradition, this knife is unobtrusive, not loud, clicky. Just look at that, like very dampened sound, muffled. It's quiet. Nobody's gonna get scared. It's pleasant. Very clicky sound, so dampened and harmonious. It's just a lovely, lovely sound. And what is lovely here too is the weight, because this is not a heavy knife. I'm telling you, I don't know the weight, but now we're gonna find out soon that this guy is weighing in at 2.78 ounces, so it is ridiculously light. It's very, very good in the hand. It's good in the hand. There's a little bit of hot spot, of course, here, because look at that the clip ramp is sticking out a lot, and it's just hitting this point for me. So I'm feeling a little bit of a hot spot right over there, but not many sharp edges. I mean, yeah, just like that. Here you have the milling, which is acting as a jimping as well for the disengagement of the lock bar, which is pretty good, no issues whatsoever. Also, like the flipper tab is pretty good. I mean, it's in a different, unusual position. Usually you have like front flipper here, so you can't really front flip it like that. You have just to put it like that and do the thumb flick, but it's gonna be pretty slow, so you can do just a light switch, not much like push button, because there is no, you know, the lever. It's working with the light switch, and it's deploying like really, really fast. And That's why the action is so good, because this guy is running on bearings under the hood, and it's pretty good. And this is gonna be the action, which is just insane, guys. Like, this action is just ridiculous. The blade is pretty thin as a stock. It's 0.146 in stock thickness, and behind the edge, this guy is pretty thin as well. This is gonna be what, like 0.0115, so pretty thin behind the edge. So I mean, the stock thickness is really thin, super thin behind the edge, nice flat grind, but the blade closes like, I don't know, if there's no friction at all. Look at this, it's super smooth, like crazy smooth. It's fantastic. I mean, I tuned it up, but it's just scaringly drop shotty, and there's no, like, look at that, no friction whatsoever. Looks like there's no inertia. It's fantastic. Really, really cool action indeed. That's probably the highlight of this knife. I also like the texture here. It's adding a little bit of grip. Everything feels pretty well put together. There is a little bit of flex because the backspacer is in a distal position and leaves exposed a little bit of, but I mean, it's nothing to get to be worried about. There's a tiny bit of flex. Really cool detent ramp, almost zero transition on the detent ball to get on top of the blade tang. But this action, guys, is just fantastic. I mean, really, really cool indeed. This is a very cool knife, guys. I mean, looks pretty fancy. Nice gentleman's knife. Love the look, love these lines matched with the pattern on the Damasteel. Fantastic action, really, really cool, subdued sound. A little bit of hot spot on the clip, a little bit maybe of area here that needs a little bit more grip, but still it's pretty good. I mean, it checks out. That's a pretty cool knife for sure. So there you have it. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and please don't forget to subscribe, and thanks for watching. Stay tuned.